Hello, and welcome to today's episode. The Bible is referred to as the living Word of God. It isn't a book that is meant simply to be read. It is a perspective-altering substance that is meant to be ingested and absorbed into you. And when it becomes a part of you, it changes you. And that is exactly what it is meant to do. A psalm is a spiritual song based on a profound, foundational insight that is expressed in the form of music, which is usually played on a harp. This is my own paraphrase of the Psalms. Now, there is an important difference between a paraphrase and a translation, and it is important to understand what that difference is. A translation takes a text word by word, and it finds the most accurate word in another language to convey the meaning of that original word. But sometimes getting the details right can come at the expense of the big picture. For example, the literal translation for a butt dial and the literal translation for a booty call could end up being exactly the same if they were both translated very literally into another language. But we all know that those are two very different ideas. A paraphrase, on the other hand, is attempting to capture the spirit of the idea that is being expressed. But both approaches come with their own disadvantages. Sometimes the most literal translation for each word, while technically accurate, loses something in its translation. For example, if you were to translate the phrase, "cat got your tongue," into another language, it would make no sense to them. Why would a cat grab your tongue? What are you even talking about? In order to convey the original idea, you would have to find out which saying is used in that other language to express the same concept. But it might not involve a cat, or even any animal at all. So the literal translation would not be a very accurate one. But in a case like the one that I just described, the idea is more important than sticking to a very literal translation that loses all of its intended meaning. However, because paraphrases are an individual's interpretation of the underlying idea, instead of a rigorous academic translation of the word, they are not as objectively accurate as a translation is. A paraphrase is a lot more subjective, and that makes it much more susceptible to interpretations that are way off the mark of the original text's intent. The focus of a translation is on detailed accuracy, and sometimes the broader picture is not conveyed very clearly as a result. The focus of a paraphrase is on painting that big picture, but it often loses the accuracy of the finer details. Both of these are useful as long as you understand which is which, and what the disadvantages to each approach are. And that is why I recommend using both an accurate translation like the New American Standard and a responsible paraphrase. Psalm 18, Part C, verses 20 through 29. The Most High has rewarded me in my integrity and sincere virtue. He has repaid me because my hands were clean in his eyes. For I have followed the ways of the Most High, and I have not left my God to pursue my own way. I stayed on his higher path because I took in and absorbed the record of his rulings each and every day. I did not push his teachings out of my life, for with him I was complete. So I was incentivized to aim higher, and my heart was pure in his eyes as long as I was with him. That was how I was able to separate myself from the human desire to defiantly pursue my own lower aims. And as a result, I remained free of those burdens, and the Most High repaid me for my nobility, integrity, honor, and virtue. He rewarded me according to how clean my hands were deemed to be in his sight. For with the merciful, you are merciful. With the principled, you are principled. With the transparent, you are transparent. With the pure, you are pure. And with the warped, you are cunning. Because with the contrary, you are also contrary. For you save the downtrodden and the tormented, but you humble the arrogant, and you take the superior person down several notches. But towards me, Most High, you illuminate my world. The Supreme Creator himself is my God, shining in my darkness. And with you, I can smash through an entire platoon. Because of my God, I can leap the walls that bar my path. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, he would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me, and if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.